Today we're talking about French face. I'm going to do a full review on this, which includes doing a wear test. I'm going to zoom you in. You're going to see what this looks like. Before we get started, before I talk a little bit about the company, I want to share a little disclaimer. I have filmed this so many times, but I just hope that I'm saying this right. Number one, I purchased this myself. And I have been reviewing products for many years. I've reviewed big companies, small companies. I've reviewed products that were gifted to me in PR, and I've reviewed products that I purchased myself. With all of that, I've always shared my honest opinion of those products, of testing those products, how they've worn on my skin. And especially when I'm doing a foundation review, I always like to zoom you in so you can see what it looks like, ours, see, if it's separated or whatever. Like, I try to go into as much detail as possible so you, as a consumer, you can decide whether that's going to be something you want to spend your money on or not. I'm not here to tell you to buy it. I'm not here to not tell you to buy it. This was a very difficult one to do because this is somebody that I'm not friends with, but I am acquainted with this person on social media. A lot of people like her. She seems like a lovely person, and she's a mature lady, and this is her first product. Okay. So I could come on here and not really review this like I've seen and just demo it, but that's not really a review. That's just demoing the product, okay? Or I could just not do it at all. But I spent my own money on not one, but two of these. So I am going to review that. Okay. So keep that in mind as I'm sharing. I'm sharing my authentic, real experience using this, my thoughts on it. If you have different thoughts on it, it's okay to have it, but please be respectful in the comments. Okay. If you're like friends with her or something, you know what I mean? Like, just be respectful, okay? Leah is the name of the one that came out with this, which I'm going to get into a little bit. But she reviews products herself, okay? And there's stuff she doesn't like and she shares it. So she has to know that people are going to like her product or not going to like it, okay? And this is not me coming on here just doing a first impression. I have been testing this out off and on for weeks as I'm recording this now. So, a little bit about her before I get into it. And by the way, I've filmed a couple different videos already. And so you're going to hear me talking today, but you're going to see me like demoing it and you're going to see me talking. It's not going to go with the words aren't going to go. I'm inserting all of that so you can see everything. So just ignore that. Okay. I just don't want to reshoot all that again. So, Leah is the founder of the company, and it is called Maxine's Revenge. Leah lived in France, and she worked for Sephora, and I believe she worked for Too Faced as well, and I believe it was on the marketing end. But when she lived there, she really admired the way that French women wore their makeup. It's very effortless looking. So that was her inspiration to create this brand. Now, when I've seen French women that were born in France, the French women that I've seen, when they've spoke about it, and actually going to put a video below of somebody has a YouTube channel. She's from France. She lives in France. She talks about, she has a video where she talks about makeup and, how she wears her makeup. Basically, she says that, on camera she wears a little bit more, but then off camera every day she's very, very light, maybe concealer where she needs to, a little blush, some lipstick, mascara, maybe a little liner, brow, kind of a thing. Like no powder, just very skin-like, very natural looking, if you will. Okay, just very effortless looking. Leah's version of this, I feel like, is a little bit more because she's more like bronzing is what she calls it. And then she does a highlighter and she does another color. So she used like 2 or 3 different colors. I don't even use bronzing as much anymore. I'm not wearing any today, by the way, but I don't wear bronzer every single day anymore. I'm more just wearing blush lately. But that's pretty much, how she wears hers. Okay. So it's kind of like a whole look that she creates. So it's to me, it's not really, I mean, I don't know. I have not lived in France, but I'm just going based on what I'm sharing with you with the video and what I've heard. It's very effortless. It's not all the bronzing and all that, okay? Unless maybe the younger girls do that there. I don't know. But speaking of like mature women, that's what I'm speaking of, okay? So anyway, so she created this line. I am going to talk about the pricing as well in this because she mentions it on her site. She kind of compares another brand, and we're going to do that too. So the first time that I tested this out, I had a little breakout. I just felt like it didn't cover that really well, and it also didn't cover the redness that I have, like the veining by my nose. And this is supposed to be full coverage, and I did not find it to be full coverage. I found it to be medium buildable, but definitely not full coverage. And I should have a video clip in here kind of showing you the difference of all that. And as I wore it the first time, it didn't wear well on me at all. It separated, and anywhere I had to apply a little bit more product, especially in my chin area, it really looked awful. Like it was cracking and separating. It did not wear well at all. And by the way, I always make sure that I powder. I have to powder because I have oily skin. I do not touch up my makeup. I have a lot of products that I use that work for me, and I do not touch up my makeup. I've shared that with you guys. The only thing that I ever touch up is my lip liner and lipstick. My makeup is what it is all day. I do not touch it up. By the way, when I ordered the first one, I ordered one that was way too dark. That was part of the problem that I had too. So it comes in 6 shades. And I did not know which one to get. And I normally don't have an issue with it because I'm pretty fair. I'm going to show you the arm swatches. So these are the arm swatches that they have. And even on the model, I'd say, I don't even know which one is close. Maybe the third one looks sort of close. So I did not know. I didn't know which one to get. So I decided to go in with the third one, which was a light medium beige, which is this one. And it is very, I don't even know, yellowy. And it did not work on me at all. So after I did that review, when I wore it and everything, I thought, it's not really fair because the color wasn't right. So I'm going to purchase another one and I'm going to test it again. So then I purchased this one. And this one is in the shade, and this is the second shade, by the way. This is in the color light medium sand. So you're going to see me wear that. Part of the problem with this was trying to find my shade. He did say that there was going to be some darker shades in the spring. I personally think not only darker shades, but it just needs a lot more shades. Foundation and concealer is really tricky. I feel like brands should be offering more choices because you're trying to get as close to your skin tone as possible. If I'm going to be really fair about this, I love Sisley Concealer, but their shade selection sucks. And a lot of brands suck with their shade selection too. So the shade selection is not really great. And when you're spending $33, so I spent over $60 on 2 of those, that's a lot of money, okay? So again, when I wore this, it just did not wear well on me at all. Again, it separated, cracked. It didn't look pretty. One of the claims is it's supposed to be blurring, but if you look at their percentage, because she has it listed on here of the percentages, this is what the claims are. It says that it has 69% skincare. I'm going to talk about that in a second. It says 24% pigments, and then it says 0.07 blurring functional ingredients. It doesn't blur out my skin. So there's definitely not enough in there to even put that on there, in my opinion. If it's blurring, then it should have enough of that product to actually look like it's blurring. It doesn't blur. Sorry, it doesn't blur on me. So if you have textured skin and you think that this is going to blur you, it's not going to, because there's not enough ingredient of that ingredient to do that. And it, like I said, it didn't do it for me. Let's talk about the skincare. The skincare is just BS, okay? And not only, I'm not saying that this brand, I'm talking about even, like, I love Sisley, okay? But one of their claims is they put skincare in it. Who cares? Unless you're going to pile that on, you're not going to get any benefits of that skincare. It's just like putting sunscreen in foundation. You are going to have to put so much of that foundation on your face to get the benefits. It's ridiculous. It really is. So I wish brands would stop doing that. The skincare and makeup is just a gimmick, just like the sunscreen is, in my opinion. I mean, if you want to put better ingredients in it and just say, we're, I don't even know what you would do, but if you wanted to put, I don't even know. Because you know how I feel about clean skincare too. I don't really agree with all that. But, anyways, it's just all hype. The bottom line is this for me, and I feel like for many of you, when you're buying a product that you're going to put on your face, like a foundation or a concealer like this, or you're going to use all over, number one, you don't want to crease under your eyes, which this one did. Okay. And you know, you can, I feel like I applied it the way she did it, and I probably could try to make this work, but it did not cover enough. Okay. I have concealers that I can use a little bit of product and it can conceal really, really well. I just don't feel like this covered enough for me personally. I would have to use like a color corrector or something for it to work. And as far as on my face, it did not cover well for me at all. I had to keep on putting it where, I had my redness and all that. Like it did. And then when you put too much product on, when you're trying to conceal it, then you have the issues of it. Then you'll have issues with it, not wearing well. So if you decide to get this, then you just have to know it's not going to cover well. And you have to be okay with it. Like it's one of those things that, you get a coverage with it, but you're going to see some of that. So if you're okay with that, that's out on that. It just didn't wear well on me at all either. I want to talk about the packaging because this has to go along with the pricing. I feel personally that the price point is way too high for what it is. If you purchase 2 or 3 of these, that's a lot of money. These are $33 a pop. Okay, $33 for this. Now, I have other concealers that are more than that or similar, but there's a reason I'm going to get into that. So if you do her whole thing and you're getting 3 of these, you're at over $100 for these. This is not Dior or Chanel or Natasha Denona. This is just a small brand. And so let's get into it because she breaks it down and why. She goes by ounces, okay? And I don't think that's fair to just go by ounces of how much I just don't think that's fair. I don't. Here's the thing. Part of what you're paying for is the packaging, okay? That's part of what you're paying for. This is very cheap packaging. And even the stickers don't stay on because the sticker fell off of that one, okay? So you're paying for that. And here's what it looks like, by the way. I don't know if I showed it in the video, but this is what the applicator looks like. This is Natasha Denona. You see a difference on the outside of it, okay? It's with her branding. But that costs more and it feels heavier, substantial. The one thing I don't like about this is it does ooze out the side, and I have that with other concealers too. And eventually this could, I don't know, I haven't been using it anymore because it's not working for me. But this is what the applicator looks like on hers, on Natasha Denona, okay? You're paying for that. Another thing that you are paying for is her name. She's already established her name. She's a very well-known makeup artist, celebrity makeup artist. So she can ask more for her products because of that. She's kind of like a celebrity, if you will. So she can ask more for this product as opposed to somebody that's just, starting out. And another thing is that when she's selling this product at Sephora, Sephora is going to take a cut of this. I don't know what the percentage is, but they're going to take a percentage of her product, of this. And so she's got to, increase the price a little bit more to make up for that. You also got to think about advertising. So that is included. She may be including all that in this too, but it's not on the same level. It's not as good of a product. This product, I can put it on and I don't have to keep putting it on. It wears well on me all day. This I have to keep putting on and it doesn't wear well on me. I don't care if it's skincare in it or not. It just doesn't wear as well as this, in my opinion, in my testing it out. It just doesn't. So I think the price point is way off for what it is. I'm sorry, it is, in my opinion. You may disagree with me, and that's fine, but it's just not on the same level. So when she breaks down the price and she's comparing Natasha Denona to this, and that's why I'm doing it, because I've been using it, I can tell you it is not the same product. I don't care how many ounces is in it. I'm sorry. It just isn't. So that's why I said this was a very hard product for me to review because, like, on one hand, I want to support a mature woman starting out her business, but on the other hand, I have to be honest with you, and I have yet to see a review that's actually a review. I haven't seen anybody do a wear test and zoom in and do all that I've shared with you. I have not seen that yet. You're going to be spending your money on this. $33 is a lot of money. I mean, that's up there. I don't even know how much how much is Charlotte Tilbury's concealer? I just want to see. I've purchased it. I just don't remember what I paid for it. I don't really care for her concealer. I've just used it on different areas to highlight, but I personally don't like it under my eyes. But it is a full coverage one too. That one retails for $33. It's not the same. In my personal opinion, with my experience, this unfortunately was a fail for me. If you have dry skin, it may work for you if you can find your shade. I think that's the biggest, one of the issues I have is the shade range is just not good. So if you find your shade, good luck to you. The cost is way off in my opinion. It needs to be at least half of that and maybe even a little less than that. And I think it would be fair to try. $33 is a lot of money in my opinion for it. I definitely do not think it's worth $33 at all. The skincare in it, we've already talked about that. Packaging, we've talked about it. So that's why I said, again, this was really, really hard for me. And I'm filming this so many times that I'm just going to have to go with this. And if you have tried this product and you like it, please share it, but be respectful because I feel like I have been. I'm just sharing my own honest, not only opinion, but review on something that I've tested. And I just tried to be as thorough as I can. So again, at the end of the day, I just want this to be helpful to you. But if you had a different experience, please share it because then somebody that's deciding they can decipher through and decide. Before you leave, could you please make sure that you like, share, and comment my video because it helps to push them out, and I would greatly appreciate it. For all my new subscribers and all my OGs, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for watching this video, for your continued support. It really means a lot to me. It really, really does. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.